Off we go to live stream land.
Yes. That's when we're live. Are we in? Are we not in? What's happening? I'm excited.
To live stream land. We are live. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Happy day.
All right. So everybody who is joining us, it is Amalia with KarmicKindness and Stefan Dragan with the Silent Leader. Is that what we want to say today?
All right. Yes. Perfect. Perfect.
Stefan goes through these, he's in a metamorphosis of multiple levels. So he's transforming into all these different beings of energy and love and light and divine masculine and divine feminine and all of it. It's very exciting.
Yes. Coming together. Finally. Just as you were saying earlier, as we were talking, the divine phoenix was coming through you. The lioness was coming through. So we are embodying different elements to make sure that we are aligned with our divine masculine and feminine, so we can become one with our true power of being authentic, because that's what we're here. The divine masculine needs to speak now, but he needs to speak what? Forgive me if I interrupt you, divine female. But the card that we have today, I'm so excited about it that I cannot stop but give you the passionate time, because you're wearing red, so you have to bring your passion to the building now. So I will let you have 10 minutes space. I'm joking. I'm not going to let you do anything. I'm just going to allow the space to be yours, because you are in your divine feminine and you need to express that passionate self that you want to bring in, because that's why you're wearing red, right?
Apparently. Yeah. It was honestly, I'm going to tell you, the reason I chose this was because it's a simple, comfortable outfit that I can wear where I look presentable without making much effort. So that's the truth behind the red today. It's just quick and easy and comfy. And I think that's part of the divine feminine too, being able to not have to make so much effort to be some sort of whatever that she feels like she needs to be in order to present herself in the world. This was just simple, easy, comfortable, and I feel good in it. And that's, I think, what it boils down to for me. But we're talking about divine masculine today. And, it's funny, I really reflected on divine feminine for last week. And this week, I'm realizing as we're here live and we're having this conversation that I really didn't spend a ton of time reflecting on the divine masculine. However, within my most sacred, intimate partnership, I have been reflecting on the divine masculine as far as how the divine masculine comes into my world and shows up for me in relationship. So, and I've created through my work, through my karmic relationship work, insight sheets and these questions and these contemplations for people in relationship. And I realized that he and I have never done them together. And that was a huge epiphany of holy smokes. Like these are sheets that I give to clients, that I send out to friends who are looking for relationship support. And in my most important intimate partnership, we haven't done them yet. Now, granted, when people use them, it's typically when they're in a tough spot or in a crisis. And so you're looking to nourish and nurture the relationship, view it from a different perspective. And we haven't had any major things come up where we've needed to do that. But, there's a point in time within a relationship over time where it's like you're looking to come together in a different way, to connect differently. Like the beginning of a relationship, it's all rainbows, unicorns, honeymoon phase. And then you're in it for a while and it's still amazing, but there's aspects that it's like, we could tweak this a little and we could fine tune that a little. And so for the divine masculine, I feel like the biggest component for me is that sense of strength and protection and gentle power, and really safety is the biggest key, where I can be in my divine feminine receptivity and feel safe to be in that space, not to be on alert in my masculine looking for the next threat or the next issue or the next problem, or feeling like I need to get ahead of things. It's really just to be able to relax into myself, relax into the receptivity of the divine, the universe coming to talk to me, coming to greet me, coming to meet me where I am, so that I can step up and step into my divine mission, my purpose, which allows him to do that. I mean, to me, it's this beautiful synergy of, if I'm in my power and you're in your power and we come together, holy shit. I mean, that's like it right there. That's creation. That's when you live heaven on earth. That's when your dreams come true. So for the divine masculine, you know, for him, I'm just going to use him as an example in this case, because I feel like it could be resonant for all. And I'm curious what you have to say on this, Stefan, too, is giving him that space and holding him in that safe embrace of the feminine, so that he can access that power, to see beyond his perceived limitations, to recognize the beauty that he has within, to access the divine wisdom, the power, the creativity. That's a huge thing for him, the creativity and that knowledge and that knowing that he has everything he needs already. It's not this striving and grasping and climbing the ladder that I think a lot of men feel pressure to do because of programming, societal standards, conditioning, where they feel like they have to achieve, they have to attain. And if they don't, they're a failure, or they haven't lived up to some standard that was set by somebody else for them. So yeah, that's how I feel the divine masculine is showing up in my world right now. And yeah, we'll see what the cards have to say further on that.
Yeah, we'll look forward to see the cards, because I'm super excited to see, like we were talking earlier, like you were saying earlier, about the achievement that the male always wants to achieve, to fulfill himself because he has reached that target that is important to him. But if he doesn't achieve it the way he expects it to be, instead of learning and being compassionate with himself and see the process, see how he has been gaining wisdom throughout the process, he's saying, I'm a failure because I haven't achieved that point. So that's the more compassionate self that needs to come to be grounded by the masculine at this moment in the whole world, I feel, so we can learn basically, because learning is the adjustment and the perfect balance between the masculine and the feminine energies inside of us. We do what we do, we have a target, but the main target is the present moment and learning from each and every step we do now. So there's no failure if we are learning. So we need to completely come out of this mentality that we are learning because we have succeeded that target, instead of learning at each and every step from the journey. So I feel that's the success that the male needs to open up and be of a more fulfillment to himself, because the present moment teaches us success, fulfillment, achievement more than any target in the future. So yeah, we can start the cards.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who goes first? Let's go rock, paper, scissors. Seriously, let's go.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Oh, that's you. Scissors.
You got
wins.
it. You got it.
All right, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna do my magic back here and get ready to share the card that came through. And so Stefan had 2 cards today, so we've got a couple that we're going to be sharing. All right, so starting here, let's see, I think it is, there we go.
Okay, so you're starting with my card? I thought that you're going to start with your card. Okay, this is a surprise.
You're going first.
I'm taken by surprise. Great, I'm so happy that the divine masculine reading starts with the female energy card, which is so near. It's like the universe speaking, yes, divine male. You need to speak and open up about your insecurities, about your pains. Embrace what you feel within and open your heart to make space for yourself, to hold yourself, and to say, it is okay to be afraid. It is okay to be fearful of each and every circumstance that we are going through. It's not okay to hold inside of ourselves the insecurity and not share it with our partner, and not share it with the world, and not write it down in order to transcend it. It is not okay to hold back. It is okay to open up and allow that spirit, that majestic spirit of who we are, to bloom from within our hearts. We need to stop feeling insecure about our insecurities, we need to say to ourselves, it is a sign of strength to show up that I'm afraid. It is a sign of strength to show up that I'm going through difficulty, because I know that in expressing the difficulties that I'm currently going through, I'm not expressing them from a victim consciousness and saying, I'm going to stay there. No, I am going through this. And because I'm having the courage to face it, to give it a voice, I will move past it. I will turn the darkness into light. Why am I saying this? Because we see the divine female here wanting her spirit, wanting to open her heart, for her spirit to come out of the cage. And the masculine are so well known for being in the cage of being afraid to express their authenticity. Let's be one. And both female and both male have this cage around, that we need to bring the divine masculine to break free of the limitations of bringing forth our sensitivity to ourselves. So don't hold back. Open your arms, open your hands, and allow that spirit to bloom without looking at how others expect you to be. This is not about fulfilling societal's dogma of how you're supposed to be. A man is not what he's supposed to be. A man is being authentic. A man is about being responsible, to open up, to break free from the cage of his own perception, from what we collect from the society, from what we collect from the world. We learn that to be a man is to be hiding your feelings, hiding what's happening in your inner world, and pretend that everything's okay and just go through it alone. No, open up and embrace that when you open up to the world, you also in balance with the world. You also trusting that the love, just like the oxygen, will come from within and from without. You cannot breathe, right? Just inhale and hold it in. You have to breathe out. Well, it's the same with our emotions. We breathe in and also breathe out. Trust the environment. Trust it with your insecurities, because you are not your insecurities. You are the one that faces the insecurities with the purpose of transcending them into trust, into courage, into knowingness that he is of the light. And the light cannot be wrong. The light cannot be bad. The light cannot be a failure, but only a success. And to bring that success, we need to be honest. We're ready to move on to the next card. Just after you give me your interpretation, Amalia, on this card, what do you see?
Yeah. So, yeah, I have a little bit of a different take on the card. And I think that's because I'm looking at it through my feminine lens. And I see this card in a couple of different ways. First of all, I see the emotional part of the female coming out, which reminds me of what I was talking about before, of the masculine creating a space where it's safe for her to allow her emotional side to come out, where she can be and express all that is within her. I also notice this is the judgment card. And when I think about judgment in terms of the divine masculine, how the divine masculine may judge himself, how the divine masculine may judge the divine feminine or women in general for their emotions. I mean, women are often vilified for being emotional or too emotional, or, you know, getting upset over something that they feel is ridiculous or stupid, or, you know, when women are in their emotions during their moon cycle, they are called crazy by the masculine oftentimes, and or when they go through any sort of hormonal life changes. This is something that comes up a lot. And so to me, because this card is reversed or in protection, it's reminding the masculine to be aware of the emotional part of themselves, the emotional part of the feminine within them, or the feminine without on the outside of them, and to have a little more compassion, a little less judgment around emotions that may come up with her and emotions that may come up within him as well. He may have emotions that he doesn't feel safe to express. The number 20 on this card also, if you connect it with the numerology of Moses, connects with the energy of war to peace. So there could be an inner conflict that's going on within himself that he's not sure how to express or how to navigate or deal with to find that place of peace within himself. So, I feel like there's a lot within this card that would, on the surface, doesn't seem masculine at all, but has a lot of information that relates to the masculine from both of our perspectives. I think it's been really interesting to hear what you had to say about it as well, Stefan. You're muted.
I muted it because there was an ambulance coming. Exactly what you were talking about emotions and about expressing our emotions. This is so true, because we became so fearful and we pretended to be strong because we hide our feelings. We pretended to be strong because we're not showing up about what we are truly going through, but that is not strength, that is weakness. And it's time to allow ourselves to be embracing ourselves as the divine female would do, and to bring that part inside of ourselves and open up and speak thy truth. So
very true. All right. So let me get the other card ready. Let me make sure this works because I had several cards up. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I got it. All right, here we go. Card number 2.
I love this card so much. I absolutely love it because I'm an adventurer. Like, soon I'm going to organize myself into a fasting retreat, which I'm going to do for myself to be able to clear this darkness that we see around. What is this darkness? Well, this darkness is every type of feeling that is negative, that is anger, that is sadness, that is disappointment, that it seems to be coming from some sort of failure, as we were talking earlier about failures. Failures as in what we interpreted as failures. Therefore, as the retreat needs to happen soon, I'm looking at this guy here that looks like one of those characters from Assassin's Creed, from the ones of you that have played this game or have seen the movie. This is like an Assassin's Creed character that is ready with a knife in his hand to defend himself, protect himself, and protect the people that are dear into his life, not to kill. You see, the divine masculine is not aggressive. The divine masculine does not have a target to heal, to pain the world, but to heal the world. That knife is only there to cut the feathers of darkness and to get the wisdom from that darkness that he's going through. That's all that he's using that knife for, because we see the moon here shining its light. As we know, the sun is the representation of the divine masculine and the moon the representation of the divine feminine. Clearly, he needs his light to also show to the divine feminine through his empowerment, through the wisdom that he is gaining from all of his adventures, to make sure that he is supportive of her to also bring forth her own light. A divine masculine needs to be standing his ground and shining his light onto his moon or onto the moon, just like the sun itself does to the moon itself. That's the divine masculine. If you imagine yourself and try to make it simple, what is the divine masculine? You are the sun. You are the sun. In order to be the sun and embody that energy, you need to be the light. There's no darkness when you look at the sun. Every darkness completely becomes light. So use that sword in your journeys, in your adventures, to bring the feathers out of every single suffering, conflict, pain, disappointment, accident that you've ever been through. So you fill your backpack. We see here the character has a backpack, to fill your backpack with life teachings, with life realizations, without which you would not be able to be the light. In order to be the light, the divine masculine, I'm talking to you, embody the wisdom of all of the teachings, of the conflicts that you had experienced until now. Otherwise, you're going to repeat the same patterns. You're going to repeat the same problems, and you're going to end up in more and bigger suffering. And you might end up even becoming aggressive, not because you are, but because you have not looked within yourself to heal that darkness that you haven't healed, that has manifested multiple conflicts in your life. Look within. Don't look within, die poor and alone. I'm sorry to say this, but if you do not look within, richness outside will not make you happy.
anything you would have outside the perfect image of what society thinks that is perfection, you will not be happy with any of that. The only chance for you to be happy is to transmute your darkness into light. Look within and make it 50% of your priority, your inner world, and 50% the manifestation of the light that you find from that transmutation and inner healing outside. Bring your world true. Bring your sunlight. Transcend that darkness and do not fear the fears. Do not step away from the fears because they will become bigger. Look at them, face them, and be a man. A man faces what he fears, doesn't run away from what he fears. He's an example. He is the change that he wants to see in the world. Be an example, divine masculine, and don't run away from what's within you, because inside, beyond that fear, is only your light trying to shine brighter. Be an example for yourself, for the children of the world, for your parents that gave birth to you, so you can shine brighter than they have, so you can bring love, compassion, responsibility, courage, and divine wisdom into the world. That's what I see from this card. Amalia, please share your wisdom as well. What do you see in it?
Wow, yeah. I see a lot of the same things, which is cool, as you. And the light coming from the sun, I could argue it might be the moon too, but probably the sun, because it's more of a masculine energetic card. It shining the light, shining on the dark places for sure. What really strikes me about this card is the raven or the crow that's right in your face in the front of that card. It's like, or whatever the sound the raven makes. Is that it? What do you think?
Perfect, yes.
Okay. And it's basically like, stay away. It feels like that divine masculine protection energy. And it looks like it's in its nest. It's got the little bits of wood and maybe pine needles or whatever around it, and it's protecting its home, protecting its family. The two birds in the background too could be, they look a little bit smaller, so that could be the children, or it could be maybe one's not quite as strong, not quite as big, that need a little bit of protection. And it's this, there's a fierceness about the bird. The feathers too, and I totally know about the Assassin's Creed game because my sons played that game. They loved it. And the feathers, to me, when I look at them, I think lessons. That's the first thing I think of, is all of these feathers are lessons. And you can choose to take the lesson with you. And feathers are lightweight. So it's like carrying the lesson with you. So you remember the lesson, not because it's a burden, because feathers don't weigh much. So you could have hundreds of lessons in your backpack and it not weigh you down. It's something you learn from and you can refer to. I often talk about, we learn from our past, but we just do a quick glance over our shoulder to look at it versus turning around, walking backwards and hanging out back there, because that's not what we're meant to do. We're meant to just learn from those experiences, learn as we go. And the feathers are parts of the masculine that maybe he's decided to let go of, that he doesn't need to be a part of him, but they're still there, still present for him to refer to and to access that wisdom and that information when he needs it. And then the blade, the dagger in his hand, reminds me too of two things. One is protection, and two is to cut away that doesn't serve you, and three, to also use it as a source of creation. It's when you have a blade, you can destroy something that was one thing and create something else. And so there's multiple uses for that, but it's not necessarily associated with killing, like you said. But it could be the death of something in order to be reborn in some way. One other thing I want to mention is the 7 in the numerology of Moses is also connected with decisiveness, authenticity, and healing the heart. And I feel like there's so much heart healing for men that they have access to, but they often don't go there. You know, they stay in the strong and the tough, and I'm good, instead of allowing that softness to go into those soft, ooey gooey places and actually heal the heart, heal the emotions brought up by the first card that you had of judgment and protection, you know, being able to do that. So that is what I see in this Seven of Swords.
Beautiful. I love the explanation. I'm so excited to see your card now, because mine was definitely excited, but yours will be even more, because it has to be that we're only going to have more and more and more and more excitement till the end. Stay tuned. There's a surprise to come. We're not going to tell you, but it's definitely going to be amazing.
Well, we shall see. We shall see how exciting it is. Okay. So I am using the Shaman's Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reed and Alberto Villoldo. And we have the card in the hand, the universe is your partner. And I love this for the divine masculine for a number of reasons. First of all, if the masculine had that omnipresent connection with the universe that the feminine tends to be in touch with more often. I'm not saying always, I'm making a blanket statement, but if you go to, let me just give an example of like when you go to any sort of spiritual retreat or anything that is accessing some sort of universal wisdom or emotional connection, the majority of people in that room are going to be women, not exclusively, but the majority. And I mean, where you and I met, it was the majority was women. There was a pretty good number of men there, but there was still, you know, women seem to have the leg up on numbers as far as having that connection with the universe in a way that they're able to express it and that they're able to come together in community around it. I think more men are doing that, but I feel like that's part of the story for the divine masculine is recognizing you have that ability and the universe is your partner. If you access that flow, if you are able to trust that there is a power, and you can see there's that hand. When I think about a hand, I think about creating, I think about work. It can also be healing. But when we think about it in terms of the masculine, it's also the right hand that's shown, which is masculine. And you have this golden orb, which also to me resembles a little bit of like just a slightly lopsided heart. There's that spark in the center. It's, you know, grasping that divinity that exists and holding on and having that be part of the essence of who you are and being able to take action from that place. And then you have the oranges and the reds on the bottom of the card. It's that power, it's that passion, it's that rootedness connecting to the root chakra. And then as it goes up and the energy increases, it's this lightness and this brightness. And it reminds me too of the sun from your card, Stefan, the light shining. And this is a light to me that comes from the universal essence within the masculine. It's that brightness and that sparkle that when you think about in terms of love, there you feel that effervescence, that sparkle, that excitement, that like, oh, when you first meet somebody that you're attracted to or that you know that there's a spark with or a connection with, you feel that sort of tingle. And this kind of reminds me of the visual version of that feeling. And it's right in his hand. Like I can actually even feel my hand tingling a little bit as I'm describing this. It's like right there for you to grab. It's right there for you to access. It's just, are you going to do it? Are you going to take that extra effort up and grab it into your hand and pull it into yourself and allow that to be part of you, embodying that and recognizing that you have such a partner in life with the universe and the wisdom of the universe that comes through your feminine partner and the feminine part of yourself. There you go. That felt good.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The fact that you've seen the sun in the picture, which is exactly similar to what I had in the car that came out from me or through me. It's absolutely marvelous because I see an amazing power needing to be expressed by the divine male or by the divine male energy that we all embody. It is so important to bring forth that divine power, to have the openness to courageously be ourselves and not fear the repercussions of us being ourselves. It is so important to know that indeed in our hand is our truth, is our life, is our power, is our might. But how can we embody it unless we allow it to come out, unless we speak it, unless we act it? What's this divine truth that we see in this picture, this shining light? This is the golden heart. We're not playing around here. We as male representatives on earth need to be having this golden heart that we are constantly attuned with, that we are constantly in an embodiment of, and expressing that golden heart for the whole world to see that we are one. We are the ones that are the representatives of the unconditional love that Christ opened us all to. Not the religious Christ, but the real human being Christ that transcended his humanity and became God on earth. That was so important for me to say this, because at times I go through the insecurity of expressing what I know about Christ consciousness. And that's okay if you guys feel that at times religious might get involved in this. This is nothing about religion. This is about your authenticity. Christ revolved himself around the truth of being true and standing in his power and not allowing anything to stop him fulfill his mission. That's how we need to be on earth, to allow nothing to stop us from expressing our mission. What's our mission? Be authentic and make sure that we embrace the universe around. As a divine male representatives, we have to be open to trust the environment, to know that there's nothing wrong with anything unless we're not doing something about it. That's the only way we have to see things. There's nothing wrong with the government. There's nothing wrong with the world. There's nothing wrong with anything around. The only wrong thing is that we have to express something and we haven't allowed ourselves to. We need to do something and we haven't allowed ourselves to. We need to stand in our power and no longer fear to stand in our authenticity. No longer stay in our shadow, but stay in our divine truth. This is not about insecurities. This is not about stopping yourself from being yourself. This is about beaming your light and beaming your truth and not allowing anything to stop you from fulfilling your dream. What's your dream? Heaven on earth. What else can be the dream of us all? Heaven on earth. And as a divine male figure on earth, what else can I have as a mission on earth but heaven on earth? What else does it matter but all of us living in harmony, all of us living like one family, like one being, like one community, in love with ourselves, in love with each other, and always supportive towards each other, towards expressing that golden heart which we all have, which we are all tuned with. We just need to connect with Christ consciousness, with the divine being that we are. Yes, the Christ consciousness is who we are. We need to embody that. We need to stop fearing Christ. We can't fear Christ anymore. What's Christ? The divine being of our essence, self, the unconditional love of our life on earth, the unconditional love of us expressing our truth. Bring forth. Your divine light needs to be expressed. This is not about fear. This is about stepping into your light, holding your truth and lifting it up as a trophy. Let your truth be the award, be the diploma, be the certificate, be the graduation that you've been looking for. This is not about graduating anything, but admitting to yourself that in being courageous and open to say what you feel is all you need.
Because as you're being truthful with yourself and express that golden heart out there, you're going to attract richness, infinite richness of all kinds, in people, in matter, in spirituality. Don't worry. This is not about making a mistake, but saying yes to yourself is your whole mission. And that's all for me, divine male and female. I loved it. It was so beautiful.
I feel like that last bit was very much a message for everyone. Like it wasn't necessarily just geared to the masculine or men. It was for all people, regardless of that.
Yes, for the golden heart that we all have, that we all have. Thank you for saying it. Amazing. In sync, in tune. And now, ladies and gentlemen, should we say, should we not say? I'm scared. I'm not scared. Should we say? Yes, we're going to say, Amalia, do the honors, please.
So similarly to last week, we have a surprise guest that is going to bring his beautiful gift of music and the magic and healing to us. And it's a very similar, it's similar in the fact that it's a sound healing for all of us with the divine masculine as the basis and the foundation that we're working from. So Stefan and I would like to introduce someone very special to all of you, Luigi Truono. And Stefan says his name so much more beautifully. He is a sound and energy on a quantum level healer. He has quite the beautiful setup behind him, as you can see. He, as well as Emma from last week, is a dear friend and soul brother to both Stefan and myself. And we're so grateful that you're here. Don't forget to unmute yourself, Luigi, so that we can hear you and your beautiful music.
Welcome, brother.
Oh, wait, we still can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, there we go. Now we can hear you. Perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
very well. Yes, brother.
Hello.
Welcome to the stage. The stage belongs to you. Tell us your truth. Express your authenticity.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over. I'm really, it's an honor for me to be with you guys here and the rest of the world trying to find our truth and our purpose in life. So, but anyway, hello, beautiful soul family. I going to express my energy through the sound and the frequency that everybody is eager to know and feel, and trying to also get to another level of what we call inner love. So here we go. I hope
All right.
to it, and let's make it happen.
All right. We'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you shortly.
Thank you for this.
Thank you, Luigi. It was beautiful.
Was the sound okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I put the earphones on so I can feel the frequencies much better, which I would recommend for everyone next time. or listen to it again, because it was that powerful and that grounding. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. We hope everyone takes that beautiful energy into their day
Yes.
or night, depending on where you are in the world. And
Yes.
Luigi, you want to share with folks where they can find you, and then we will close out this episode.
Definitely. Well, anybody can look for me on my website. It's mindfulnesshealing.net. And I'll be more than happy to respond any question. If you need any sound healing, even if it comes from the heart that you ask me, please, I need one, I will give it to you, no charge, because that's what I came here to do. Okay? Just
Beautiful.
spread the
Thank you,
word.
brother.
And my seating consciousness will continue on for the rest of my journey on this plane. So thank you everyone for listening. And remember, always put the intention on anything that you are going to do, that you want to, the day to follow up as you intend in the morning. So set the intention and let the universe to drive you on their waves of happiness, joy, and abundance, especially health. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Very true. And we'll have Luigi's information in the description too, so you can find him through the link there. Same with Stefan and myself. If you're looking for any sort of healing, relationship support, understanding of how you fit into this vast universe, Stefan and I can assist and aid in both of our special magical ways of engaging with energy and the universe.
Yes, indeed. We will help you through sound healing, to the power of our authenticity, to the power of our brain in coherence with our heart, because that is divine, that is true, and that is powerful indeed. As we are divine and we are stepping on the path of our divinity, I want to thank you all for participating today. Thank us for being here, for coming together, as we are so powerful when we are together, because how else, right? We're in this together says hi and bye at the same time. I wish to say also that any healing help you need with any physical conditions or accidents that might appear into your life, I am here to help you. First session free, so we maintain the unconditional Christ consciousness love that we have for you all. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here next week, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Yes.